definitely fundraising in the bull market. Some of the very mediocre entrepreneurs will come in and start fundraising like crazy. Always make sure there's a room for you guys to give some advantage to the exchanges.
Share some insights on like an effective fundraising strategy.
I think the answer is I kind of break down into 3 parts, right? It's first of all is the timing part, which is like in any fundraising, it all boils down to timing of like, you know, like if the bull market, then obviously you fundraise. If the bear market, then you obviously try to avoid fundraise. But that's why I say like I really. But then there's also the argument, which is like that like I mentioned, I really like entrepreneurs who are fundraising during the bear market because it shows they have balls, right? But again, this is like for the general public. This is like for the average Joe, right? If they just want to fundraise, like definitely fundraising in the bull market. This is majority, like you remember like FTX did fundraise in the bear market. But then of course like FTX is like the next level, right? And so like they don't care about if it's bull market or bear market. They just do whatever they think it's right because they have a lot of substance, right? But most entrepreneurs in this space will not have that level of substance to begin with. And so generally the idea here is, and you will see that trend very, very, very obvious, which is during the bull market, some of the very mediocre entrepreneurs will come in and start fundraising like crazy. That the timing is important. The second part is the narrative, right? Which is, for example, like I said, right now Bitcoin is hot. Like, so Bitcoin people are doing Bitcoin layer 2, Bitcoin layer 1. Like these are some of the hottest thing in the industry. Like some of the layer 2s are worth like, you know, $1 billion valuation before even listing, right? Restaking is hot. You know, all that stuff is hot because there's the added layer and the narrative that people can benchmark against. And so like there's always going to be money that your people are going to be chasing because the narrative is hot. And so that's really important. It's like, even if you don't end up doing something that is within this narrative, start with that narrative and then pivot later. Right.
Money in. Right.
Yes, exactly. And the third part here, which I think is really important, is that when you're talking to you know, when you're talking to a lot of exchanges, always make sure that there's a room for you guys to give some advantage to the exchanges. Exchanges, regardless, I'll be very honest. It's like, regardless, if you're talking to them early or you're talking to them late, at the end of the day, if you end up listing on the top exchanges, they're gonna take a slice out of it. They're gonna take some shady ass deal out of it. Like you know what I'm saying, right? It's like you might as well just allocate X amount of that early so that you can give exchanges that early discount or whatever they want, right? So
and it's always I to that point, I think it's always, at least from what I've seen, it's always a bigger chunk than you think it will be.
100%, right? 100%. Right?
That is a very important thing to mention, because people are like, oh yeah, no, it's like 500 grand. It's like, well, that might be more. It might also be less. It depends on the exchange. It depends on but it's always more than you think. So allocate more and reserve more than you think, right?
Yes. So these are kind of the 3 points that I think it's important when it comes to fundraising. Is like you always have to allocate a bit more than you want, you know, because exchanges might want some discount. And if they're not going to get discount from the venture side, they're going to get discount when you list on the exchange. So at the end of the day, is you're still going to give exchanges that benefit. It's just like a thing in our industry, right? A lot of people like are very like stubborn about it, like, you know, like they don't want to do that. But it's like, man, if you don't do that, then like other people will just not work with you. So you might as well just be prepared to give out a bit more to exchanges rather than, you know, investors, like regular investors.